Every year, over Labour Weekend, the Waimate 50 Festival of Motorsport embodies the rich spirit and heritage of New Zealand motor racing, dating back to names like the legendary Bruce McLaren in 1959. The Ellis-Lea Farms Invitational Races bring together a melting pot of racing machinery.
Yeah, well, the Escort here was built in '08 for tarmac rallying, mainly for Targa, and sort of the years go on, that's now been superseded. There's more modern vehicles involved now with a lot of electronics, and of course we struggle to sort of be super competitive, so we have basically retired that car now for doing events like this, few hill climbs, rally sprints, that type of thing, and just generally taking people for rides and just enjoying it.
All right, Patrick, we're here at the Waimate 50, and tell us a little bit about the car behind you.
We've had it for a fair while, about 10 years or so. It's been upside down in its life up at Bay Park. It won the Dunedin Street Race. It does pretty good against the faster cars. It's a bit of a giant killer when it's doing well, if we're not bashing it up. But this weekend we've dinged the front corner and hitting Brett Stevens in the little Renault. So. But apart from that, yeah, it's standard straight six in the old Gill, original style motor. So yeah, just a little bit of engine work done to it, not too much.
The 2017 edition of the Waimate 50 featured 4 invitational races across the weekend, giving fans an entertaining throwback to the original street races of the past. There's all sorts of variety in the invitational lineup, with no car too big or too small or too old, from Turbo 6s through to the classic rumble of the V8s. The first 2 races of the weekend were dominated by Auckland's Clark Proctor in the iconic Mk1 Ford Escort, powered by a turbocharged V6. Tell us a little bit about that motor that's under the hood there.
Well, it's a 2-litre overhead cam out of a Mark III Cortina. It was put in the 1970s, so it's been there a long time now, along with the rest of the car, so it gets along pretty well. It does go a lot better than most people think it does when they first see it. It's a 1955 car, so it's a pretty old car. Just the mix of cars and the fun and driving on the street, we just don't get to do that anymore, and a bit of concrete and gutters, but it's bumps, that is what it's like, so make the most of every opportunity you get on the street. And the cars raced here in the old days of the Waimate 50, so it's a bit of history, I suppose, coming back again. It is a lot of fun, it's a huge amount of fun, great people, yeah.
Pretty much everything in there is Triumph. It's brought out to 2.7. It's got Mazda 1500 pistons in it, but it's running the genuine Lucas mechanical fuel injection, so as it came out of the factory. But other than that, it's reliable old bus. It's the same Triumph gearbox, Triumph diff. So yeah, it's pretty much still a Triumph. Yeah. Well, I've done this event since they restarted it in 2010. And I've only missed 1 year, so this is actually one of the highlights motorsport-wise for me in the year. Yeah, I love it. I actually really do. It's a great place. It's so busy out there, and the invitational races, you come in after that and you're sweating, 6 or 7 laps out there, and it's like, you've done some work, that's for sure, yeah.
The third race of the weekend served up a smorgasbord of action. Clark Proctor might be the man to beat, but Leithfield's Stu Rogers brought the heat in his Bathurst replica Nissan R32 Skyline GTR. The Mk1 Escort fought back for the lead, but the GTR was still in the hunt. Clark Proctor holding on to a small margin in the final laps. Stu Rogers unable to make a gain in the Skyline, the Turbo V6 Escort grabbing another checkered flag.
Show for you here in Waimate.
The race, that's brilliant, man. 20 cars, there's definitely a buzz being out there with all them. So the race was busy, and we had a bit of rain coming down on the track too, which made things interesting. Managed to get third just after the Stu Rogers GDR and Clark Proctor's Escort. So yeah, not a bad effort.
Exactly what you see is what you get. That's what the 1991 GDR looks like under the hood, in the boot, everywhere. It's the same horsepower as those cars, same running gear, get Hollinger 6-speed gearbox, centre lock wheels, AP brakes. Yeah, exactly what you see is what you get. So we've worked very hard with their help to make it what it is. It was quite a big project, this car. Reason being that we wanted to have a car that didn't exist anymore in the 1990 livery. That was written off in 1990 by Mark Skate. Anyone can come, bring whatever you want, whether it be Starlet, Evo, right up to the the bigger cars, or even a bit of something with a bit of history, historic cars. So, where would we rather be? It's just brilliant. Thank you, Waimate. Just a brilliant event, yeah.
There was a bit of Bathurst flowing through the Waimate 50 grid lineup this year. Brett Stevens bringing along his Ford Sierra Cosworth.
Quite a bit of history with this car here. Genuine Aussie touring car that I bought in the mid-90s. One of three that was built by the Stone Brothers, who everyone knows, when they first went to Australia. It is a 2-litre engine. It runs up to 2.2, 2.3 bar of boost if need be. It's all adjustable. 530 horsepower in the day, and it's still at that spec now. We rebuild it. We just copy what's there. They had a lot of development put into them back in the 80s, and it's still good to this day.
The fourth and final invitational race of the weekend saw a change for the front row. Kurt Aikman in the RB30 powered Holden VL Commodore pushing through to snatch the lead from Clark Proctor. Clark Proctor wasn't letting Kurt Aikman get away, but Stu Rogers in the Nissan GTR was in third place and closing in. There was plenty of action mid-pack, Rubbings racing, and in the last few laps Stu Rogers in the Nissan Skyline pushed through to take the lead. Clark Proctor in second, Kurt Aikman falling back into third. Clark Proctor putting in a fight on the final lap. It wasn't to be though. Stu Rogers crossing the line and the Nissan R32 Skyline taking the final checkered flag of the weekend.
Show for you here in
To see more video action from the Waimate 50 Festival of Motorsport, check out the Waimate 50 Facebook page. And for more event info, visit waimate50.co.nz.